What's going on? What's up, DJ? What's going on, man? We're gonna wait for X to get in here. We got John Michaels coming in here too. Um, get him in here. DJ, what's going on, bro? You get me?
Yo, what's good?
X, what's up, bro? Well, you sound like you're on the beach, boy. Maddie, what's going on? All right, we're gonna let them get situated. What's going on, everybody, man? Last week we had a nice little show. We had about 700 people in here last week.
Yeah, something like 7, almost 8.
Like 700 people we had in here. I think that was the highest it got last week. But what's good, man? What's going on in Miami? We're gonna talk about 2 topics tonight, man, and then we may take a couple of questions. But we'll let y'all know when we're taking questions. We got DJ Maddie in here. He a member from the YouTube member. He helped us host before. We try to let our members come be a part of our spaces. Um, I see he in here. I ain't heard from him yet.
You say who?
DJ,
DJ who?
DJ who helped us host last time.
Oh, okay. I thought you talking about my son with DJ Sean. Cause he in there. I don't know if that's the one you talking about.
Nah, DJ Maddie, he already up here as a speaker. What's going on, man? X, what's good?
Not much, man. Chilling on a Wednesday, man. Just got through from eating birthday dinner with my mom's her birthday today. So family
Yeah, how
always
old your
good
mom
for her
is,
birthday.
man? Around 25, 30?
Man, she I think she's 67. Yeah, 66 or 67. One of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, you like me, huh? At least you get close.
Hey, it's one of them.
At least you get close. Let me see. I'm gonna invite Maddie to speak because it's saying he's still a listener.
Oh, okay.
Um, but what's going on, man? What's going on in Kane world? I see Miami right around here dropping the trick on people.
um, man, Mario, they hiring. I think they finally hired the full strength staff so far. I think they're gonna hire one more. Um, it almost looked like we might have a strength coach for each position on the team.
How many strength coach is it so far?
So far, it's 4, I think. So far,
How many was it in the past?
who knows? I think it was 3. I think it was 3 at the most, if I'm not mistaken. But um, they getting what
You
it
got
looks
John
like
finna come in here, huh?
they getting the help ready before they get the what I'm saying, announce the offensive coordinator in DC.
You say the help.
I mean, that's the important part. You know what I'm saying? Get the extra coaches who could do the extra things. Like, you know what I'm saying?
John, you in here?
Yeah, I'm in
Yeah,
here. What's up,
I
guys?
see John in
What's
here.
going on? John gonna be in here with us for a little bit, man. John gonna be in here for about 30 minutes, man. Everybody loved John last week, so we had to bring him back, man. He got everybody fired up.
Man,
Shout
look,
out to the homie John.
I do the best I can. You know the crap that I got today on my own show because we play Tech in basketball this weekend. My radio station's the flagship in Georgia Tech, so of course I got some free tickets through the station. The guys I work with are like, "You can't wear Miami stuff." The hell I can't. So I hooked up one of my boys, gave him the 4 tickets. I just bought my own. I said, "You want to hate? You don't want me to wear Miami stuff? I'll buy my own tickets. I don't care." But I'm gonna rep that U wherever. People were giving me crap on Friday night because I was at the Hawks game. in full Miami Heat regalia and somehow ended up on Valley Sports, not only in Florida, but in Atlanta as well. But I got to say, I know there's a lot of people on here and I see it on social media. This is my 2022 January message. Stop arguing with these clown ass Florida State and Florida dudes. Like, who is arguing with what's the dude, Dibby, whatever the hell, Sir Bibby, Jaguar? Who the hell's arguing with these idiots? Like everything we do, they're on our junk like they're Mia Khalifa. Like, tell them boys, get off their knees, stop worrying about the University of Miami. No, we don't have an OC yet. No, we don't have a DC yet. Go back and look at the history of Mario when he took the job at Oregon. He didn't hire, I believe, his defensive coordinator until a month after signing day. He's more concerned about what's happening next Wednesday. The kids that are going to be coming to the school are coming to the school for Miami. They're not coming to the school because, oh, we have some offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator. Mario knows the vision of what he wants his football team to look like, and whoever's going to be under him is going to take on his vision. The head coach, and I use Kirby Smart as an example. Todd Monken was a wide open offensive coordinator when he was in the NFL. You know what he runs at the University of Georgia? What Kirby Smart wants him to run. He would love to throw it 50 times a game, but he doesn't. It's like, man, why wasting your breath with some of these dudes? Half of these dudes couldn't tell you the difference between a football or the grandpa's balls. So them talking about what Miami's doing and everything else, it's a waste of time. That's why I don't interact with any of those cats. Like, I laugh. I know, X, you'll just drop a nugget every now and then and let them be. It's like, bro, I don't have time. I don't have the energy at 47 years old to argue with somebody. Florida State hasn't had a winning season since Jimbo Fisher left. Why the hell do I care what they think about our program? Florida just hired a great, and I like Billy Napier. Don't get me wrong. I like Billy Napier. I think he has a chance to be a good coach. Why do I care what they're doing? They don't have a quarterback. Anthony Richardson, I'm not buying that crap. They just went under 500 and lost to Central Florida. I'm good with where we're at. I just say that to all the guys that are listening out because I know I see some of the names on here who go back and forth. Man, don't waste your time with these clowns. Because trust me, when we hire the OC and the DC that we need to hire and we win 10 games next year, Florida and Florida State fans ain't gonna have a damn thing to say to us.
Exactly. They gonna be real. They gonna be quiet. Florida State will be below 500 again. Florida, they'll be going crazy once again. I ain't worried about that. Like you said, man, Mario gonna get the right guys that he want. And the team will be rolling from there. People talk about, oh, well, how you gonna get recruits if you don't got no? Listen, Mario is the ultimate recruiter. He don't really need nobody to help him recruit. He can do it himself if he wants to, but he just getting extra recruiters who could go out there and make his job a lot easier.
And he's got them. Mirabel obviously has big stroke when it comes to offensive linemen. Stephen Field, who's still on the staff, is a monster recruiter. McClendon, who's still on the staff, and I laughed at that. You know, I live in Georgia. I talked to some of the guys around here, and they were like, you know, McClendon's obviously a name they would love to have back, but they don't think that Kirby would give him co-offensive coordinator title. And the reason that's important, if you're the co-OC, you're part of the game planning, getting ready for the game. You may not actually call the plays on Saturday afternoon, but you spend time in the meeting coming up with those 15 scripted. You spend time going over what the game plan is going to be, what they do on different offense. And one of my guys who knows BMAC really well said, look, he eventually wants to be an OC, and he thinks the important thing right now is that co-OC title means something. Would Georgia give it to him? Potentially. If Georgia gives it to him and a little raise, would he go home? Maybe. And you can't be mad at somebody that might go home. But if you saw, I think it was Jake Rowe, a 24/7 Sports put out, they haven't even interviewed anybody at Georgia. Hines Ward wants to come back and be the wide receiver coach. Hines Ward's a borderline Hall of Famer in the NFL. Georgia would potentially do that. And that's why I say, you know, these rivals that want to throw out there, oh, we're missing this and losing that. T-Rob going to Alabama, what was he supposed to do? I'm going to tell you now, Nick Saban called me. I'm going to go coach at Alabama. I mean, it's just a fact of sometimes you got to take a better job places. But until they actually happen, man, I'm not worried. Mario has done more in a month than Manny did in 3 years. The kids that we have chances for next week, or the Cyrus Mosses of the world that we already signed, we weren't getting there. Najee Kelly, he wasn't coming here if Manny Diaz was the head coach. These dudes weren't even going to think about Miami. They were using us for a free visit. Now, all of a sudden, they're at the crib. They're trying to make it great again. And that's why I've been chill since Mario's been hired, because I trust in everything that he's doing.
The same way with me. And like I was telling people yesterday about the Brian McClendon thing is Mario understands how the value of his coaches. McClendon, he got the offensive coordinator, co-offensive coordinator job. Whoever becomes our offensive coordinator is eventually going to get another job immediately, probably like a year or two. So guess what? Now you have the offensive coordinator right there and waiting. All you got to do is say, "Oh, he's our offensive coordinator." You don't really got to go search for a new offensive coordinator. That's a strategic move, which is why McClendon was the co-offensive coordinator. So it's like, why? You know what I'm saying? So that's I'm fine. You know, if Georgia they want a coaching from our coaching staff, because obviously everybody said, "Oh, well, Mario, he's not hiring no big time coaches." Obviously he is. If Bama and Georgia trying to pluck coaches from our staff, so that's how I look at it.
Man, those are called chess moves that Mario's done. And yeah, did he bring some guys that he was close to from Oregon? Absolutely. That's what all coaches do. They all have a tight-knit circle. And most times when guys take a head coaching job, they're going to bring 3 or 4 guys from their previous staff with them. You look, Rhett Lashley did the same thing. Rhett left and went to SMU and brought his guys with him, because those are guys that he's close with. You know, and that's, you know, if Alabama wants a guy on my staff, I know I got a winner. If Georgia wants a guy off my staff, I know I got a winner. And if Mario's able to keep him, you know Mario's that dog. Man, we're in such good hands right now. It feels so good to sit back in mid-January, getting ready for National Signing Day, the second part of National Signing Day, and knowing that we've got an alpha dog on the recruiting trail. Knowing that last week we had what was Elite Prospect Day, and you had nothing but 4 and 5 stars at the University of Miami. They used to take that trip to go, all right, I went to Miami just to kick it for the weekend. Now they take the trip and they go, I've got a relationship with a guy that has a vision. How many times have we seen in the last week and a half or 2 weeks, parents and players alike say, Mario's the guy that's going to bring them back? And I truly believe it. I 100% believe he's the guy that's going to put us back in the national title race, and that's what we need.
Yeah, the parents around South Florida, the coaches around South Florida, the players, the recruits, all of them are it's a lot different from the past with Mark Richt and Manny Diaz. They talking about, you know, basically business is business with Mario. Like, Mario mean business. Ain't no coming in here trying to give me this and give me that, and you know, stuff like that. And hey, you gonna put that you on, you gotta represent the you how it's really supposed to be represented. Ain't no, oh, I'm just glad to be here. Nah, you gonna represent it, you gonna work hard, because you know you in a brotherhood, in elite brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? So look, to the players, the coaches, the high school coaches are happy. Like, once they get happy, then you know it's a lot that's gonna say, hey, stay home, kids, stay home, go to the U.
And once the U starts winning games, which I truly think this year we will, you start winning games, it's an easy process. Jimmy did it. Dennis for a little while did it. Howard did it. Butch did it. You start winning, you don't have to, you'll still put in the effort, because this is a different breed of kids in 2022 than it was in 2001 or 1990. You know, these kids are not dumb. They're smart. They're internet savvy. They know bullshit when they see it and they hear it. You'll still have to work. But if that product right there in South Florida is winning, these kids aren't going anywhere. You're going to get 65, 75% of the top kids in South Florida to stay at home, and you're going to win football games. Yeah, you'll still have to go outside, maybe find a quarterback, maybe find a couple of offensive linemen here and there. You know, find elite guys everywhere else. You find a DJ Williams in California, a Ken Dorsey in California. You'll find those guys out of Texas, Kevin Williams out of Texas. You'll still have those pipelines. You're not going to be taking 2- and 3-star kids from New Jersey anymore. You're not going to be taking 2- and 3-star kids from Texas. You're going to be getting the elite of the elite. But it all starts with the right guy at home, and I think we do have the right guy.
Yeah, Mario's the right guy. It's something that it's something the fans been asking for years, and finally gave the fans what they've been asking for. And the crazy thing is they just impatient about announcements for offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. Like, they gave us what we wanted. Are we going to trust Mario, or are we just going to keep, going crazy because he didn't hire somebody already, or somebody we want him to hire? Like,
the fans always go. Man, the fans are always gonna. They always gonna have something to gripe about, boo. Listen, man, Alabama don't won national championship, and I'm in a lot of those groups. And they still cry. They cry when games close. So I mean, that's gonna be that. But listen, man, DJ, you in here?
Yeah, I'm here, man. What's going on?
Shout out to DJ, man. Shout out to DJ, man. DJ, one of the members, one of our members from the YouTube. He in here helping us out. We try to give our members something, man, for supporting us. Listen, man, I want to ask y'all. They kind of heard my take on it. They heard a little bit of X take on it on the morning show yesterday. But the turnover chain, John and D. How y'all feel about the turnover chain being no more? Because that thing has been a part of our history for a while. They made an NFT out of it. So obviously they was about to make NFTs out of all of them.
All right. So my take on that, you heard me say this in the group, man, but it's part of an older regime. And when you're trying to build, you hear John fired up. He got me ready to punch somebody in the face. Just talking about Mario. But when you talk about the things we talked about for so long about, appreciate all the follows, by the way. We talked about for so long, what Miami was looking for. X just said it, you know what I'm saying? Taking football serious. I'm not saying we didn't necessarily, because baffling enough, I don't think we've had maybe one losing record in the last 15, 16 years. But when you talk about a regime that's coming in to change the culture, get things back to how it used to look, a flashy chain, yes, while it is a perfect example of Miami, if you want to sell it to fans, you want to, Dom Life or whatever, want to keep making those, so be it. But as far as the team goes, if we're talking about taking this thing to another level, the chain can't go with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Mike Elko, but, and it was a little bit of motivation, but when he came now as the DC with Notre Dame said they could have the chain, we want the rings. To be completely honest, that's kind of what the mindset got to be now. Like, we can't necessarily be looking to grow from, getting that chain, and a lot of people spoke about that. Alonzo was very vocal this week about that. Like,
yeah, he had a lot to say, dog. He's still talking about this. He's still straight, right? X, he's still going on.
He's still that tweet still going on, and it's 7:50 day 2, and it's still going on.
Yeah, and when you talk about those things, he has a point. You know what I'm saying? And Alex said it best, man. We're here to play football. The turnovers that's going to come. And like I said, it was a very impactful piece of equipment, during its inception, right? Miami it was leaps and bounds. You know what I'm saying? The stock was up as far as turnovers was happening, and it worked. And that was a phenomenal year. And then we slowly started seeing it trend down, and other, better teams would come in there and make fun of us, pretending to rip the imaginary chain off, and, losing the Clemson and teams like that. And it's like, at some point you kind of start, like, it starts to sour a little bit. You start thinking like, maybe that chain ain't. And then, I think the highest point or the peak of the mediocrity was just down 31 to Alabama, and you're pulling the chain out. It's like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think, like I said, it was a great tool initially. It had its impact for sure. It definitely was emulated. It tells you that Miami is always going to be an Street said it perfectly yesterday. We always going to be trendsetters, man. That's just what we do. That's just the University of Miami. College football is the way it is because of Miami, South Florida, and the University of Miami. And when we get back to what it's looking like, maybe you could talk about it, something different, not a turnover chain per se, but something else. But if Mario gets this thing going where it needs to, we don't need that. We don't kick. That man walked into Columbus, Ohio last year and kicked Ohio State to sleep and didn't need a turnover chain. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we get it to that level, I could care less about a turnover chain. I'm about these wins, I'm about these dubs. That's all I care about. So
right.
Yeah.
And listen, man, if you bring something back, it got to be the chain. You can't bring nothing else back. It got to be the chain. Where we gonna get a turnover anklet? John, how you feel about the chain leaving?
Hey,
it
hold
got to
on,
be the chain, dog. The chain was epic, dog.
Hold on, Steve, before you go to John. Shout out to Teddy Lockett, offensive lineman for St. Thomas. He's in the space, man. One of the best offensive linemen in the state of Florida. He's
son
a 23
of legendary
kid.
who? Son of legendary Teddy Lockett.
Son of legendary Teddy Lockett.
I knew that last name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's at St. Thomas. He's a 23 kid, one of the best offensive linemen in the entire state.
Did he go to Prospect Day?
He's at St. Thomas. I don't know if he went to Prospect Day. I didn't see the name on the list, but he's a name to keep an eye on.
What year is Teddy?
He's 23.
23? Okay.
23.
So, John, how you felt about the chain going away, bro?
So maybe I guess I'm a little bit different. I actually like the chain. I get the negative aspect to it. It did become clownish. Down towards the 27-0 Alabama, we pull it out and they overturn the turnover, and we got to go put it back in the box and look like idiots. The problem was when it first started, there was meaning behind it. I mean, you think about it, ESPN and those back-to-back weeks, or ABC, on those back-to-back weeks we played Virginia Tech and Notre Dame, had a graphic set up like our guys were winning the Oscar. If you remember, it said turnover chain recipient. And they were keeping tallies of who got the most chains for the year. And I think the kids in 17 really bought into it. The problem was when you started making it more about the offseason and we got to change the chain every year. And it started to lose value. And then all of a sudden the defense isn't coming up with turnovers. And all of a sudden your team is not playing as well. And it didn't seem to have, I almost said in 17 and 18, it kind of had a mythical power. If you remember, Sheldrick Redron gets a sack against Frenchie Francois in Florida State. And we recover the fumble, and Hard Rock goes insane. And then Pink comes up with a pick right after that, and it was almost like it lifted up the team. The further away we got from 17 and 18, the chain just seemed like kids came over, whatever, put the stupid chain on me, because there was no value behind it. And part of that had to do with Manny Diaz had game plaques that they were giving out. I remember Jaron Williams posted he won a player of the game plaque in a game that we lost in North Carolina. The hell are you giving out a player of the game plaque? The touchdown rings to me were always clownish. It always looked idiotic. We're running over there, putting on Dan Enos' garbage ass offense, and we're putting on touchdown rings, scoring 17 points against Central Michigan. But I like what the chain, if it's used the right way, because look at Alabama has the ball out belt. They win championships. Georgia has the savage spikes or whatever, and they do the same thing with turnovers. I think the most unique thing in Miami is a big, gaudy-ass gold chain that you put on when you win. And I would actually like if Mario tells everybody right now it's gone, and the kids don't know it's there, and then in the opener next year when we get a turnover, somebody runs out with the chain. Because then all of a sudden it's going to feel special. It doesn't feel like the kids have to, oh, cool, I'm just getting a chain and I'm playing selfish football. Instill the discipline today and in spring ball and in summer workouts and everything, and then give a reward somewhere down the road. Maybe it's just me because I've had literally every single chain. I've bought every one of them from somebody. I got a jeweler up in New Jersey who makes them. So I've got literally one of every. I love them. I buy the shirts every year. I wear them. They're gaudy. They're fun, but they're Miami. But there has to be value attached to it. That's why I'm fine. If they say, hey, we're here to play football and it goes away, Alonzo's right. The teams in the 80s and 90s or 2000s didn't need a damn chain. This is 2022, so I wouldn't be mad if they bring it back at some point. Just get rid of those stupid rings and those dumbass Player of the Week plaques.
Yeah, man. I mean, so I think okay. So there's a funny thing about change. Like when you come in and you're making change, I think it has to go away to just be a part of his change. Hey, listen, man, we changing this thing. We got to do things different. Even if it come back 2 years from now, I mean, you pull it back 2 years from now in an ACC championship game or a playoff game, I think that'll be awesome. But we got to think about this. Think about it from this standpoint. The only reason that was embarrassing at Alabama is because the world pays attention to our chain.
Yep.
our chain became so famous. And see, and that's how fame works. You understand? You got to take the good with the bad. Nobody cares about them dunking them. Nobody even really care about Alabama belt, but people in Alabama.
That's it.
We're going to be that. Listen, if we win, we're going to be that. We are a media magnet. And that's what all these schools fear, dog. They fear the fact that the NCAA might not want to see our players shooting guns and dancing and talking trash, but ESPN does. And and when we do anything, they're going to blast it and make it big. John, you're in media. You know how this works.
Yeah, it's absolutely. I mean, living in Atlanta and rocking Miami gear, it doesn't matter where you go. People throw up the U. I'm 700 miles from South Florida. People throw up the U. They know. But they also want to chastise what we do. Because what's the quickest thing everybody has to say about us? Oh, it's in the 80s anymore. Well, we won a national title in 01. We won one in 02, and they jobbed us. We were ranked number 2 in 2017. 2 years ago, we were ranked number 7. So it's not like we've just been completely off the radar. And if we're so irrelevant, why do y'all always talk about us? And it's not just our rival, it's anybody. Always has something to say about Miami. But the media, it is all about building you up and then tearing you down. Because I go back to 17, they love the chain. ESPN was playing a solo song in and out of commercial breaks on College Game Day because they love the idea. What did every other school do after that? We had Memphis with the was it the pimp cape that they put on? You know, you had people with chainsaws and axes and all kinds. Florida State had the purse. I mean, everybody came up with some kind of turnover prop because of Miami. Nobody else's turnover prop was made fun of because Miami was the trendsetter. So what does the media do? They build us up in 17 when we're 10-0, and they're all over the chain. People, Paul Feinbaum's dark ass is wearing the chain, talking about how good Miami is. But the second we lost, it became something to ridicule. And you're right, national TV on opening weekend, it's easy to ridicule. We weren't better than Bama. I tried to hype us up. We weren't. We got our ass kicked. And it's easy to ridicule when you're a team that so desperately wants to be good again that people find something to throw in your face. Let us win 10 or 11 games and then use the chain again this year. There ain't a damn soul out there that's going to say a thing about
it. Yeah, you win and it's coming out. Of course, they're not going to complain. But like I say, man, I think it got away from the team winning, the team caring about winning games and more so of individual. Hey, I got the turnover chain now. I got the touchdown rings. Like, all right, does it matter if we losing? No. You know what I'm saying? So it's not important when you're not winning games. So I'm good with it. I'm good with it going. Football games was played long before the chain came. It's gonna be played long after the chain is gone. You know, that's my stance on it. So
and X, guess what? In the crowd, we're all still gonna be wearing the chains that we bought. We're all gonna still celebrate when they play pep us. We're all gonna get up and dance and hold our chains up and everything else, and that's fine. If the team doesn't have them, we still can represent. That's where when I responded, and one of y'all had said, Mario said, "Fuck your shirt." Mario don't care about my shirt, but I got about 8 different chains to choose from, and I pull them out one by one. And you know, when I'm in my basement watching games, it's fun for me. It had just not become. And what do we have last year? 19 turnovers, maybe. We weren't even the team that was causing turnovers anymore. So it'll end up being a moot point when we start 5-0 or 6-0. Nobody's going to think about the chain then. It's just one of those media deals that hits right now and becomes a big deal because it's not there.
Right. I mean, I think, yeah, that was me that said, "Fuck your shirt." Hey, Mario said, "F all y'all shirts," and he said, "F Miami Hurricane Lil Durk turnover chain." He said, "F him too. That can't get played no more." You know what I'm saying? All of that got to go. X, you there, bro?
I'm here.
So listen, man. The one thing everybody want to know: how you still feel good about Shemar Stewart?
Man, I still feel great about Shemar Stewart.
It sounds like it got better. It got better?
I think it got better.
So
Man, the one thing,
go ahead.
okay,
Talk to me.
the other day I tweeted out something and it kind of went over everybody's head. I tweeted out the main thing, the key to what it's going to take is the 4-3 base system. I tweeted that out because I was speaking about Shamar Stewart. It went over everybody's head. Everybody was like, "Oh, so that means we not getting such and such defensive coordinator." Da 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 da. I didn't tweet that for that. I tweeted that because I felt Shamar Stewart is going to go to a team that runs a 4-3 base defense. So UM more likely is going to run that 4-3, 4-2-5 base defense.
Right.
Shout out to Teddy, like he just tweeted me. He's a 2022 kid.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Teddy was
22.
He finished, right?
Yeah,
he's going off to school. Right. I thought he was finished. Yeah, and the Kane Sport printed that I got Mo said came out and said that, hey, if there's not a defensive coordinator in place, it'll be hard to commit to the University of Miami. And he did say that. But I mean, he said it. It makes sense why he said it. I mean, it makes sense why he said it, because Shamar Stewart wants to play a specific position, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, he said it will be hard. You could take that comment however you want to take it. If you really dissect it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to read things in the way that it was said. It's a different when something is wrote and when something is said. If you would dissect it, I mean, I think you can get out of it what you want to get out of it. But yeah, Shamar Stewart wants to play that in. He wants to get after the quarterback. And he would need to know who the defensive coordinator is. I totally understand that.
How are we feeling about Perkins? Is that a no-go?
No go. I don't even pay attention to that one.
I feel like he's trolling to do the whole Jackson State thing again, quite honestly. But in my opinion,
I mean, he's visiting LSU this weekend. That's the pick that I think he's going to pick up. Mom came out and said she didn't want her son to come to Miami. So hey, that's I've been left that alone after that. Like, okay,
yeah, man, they think we get shot down here. Man, there's a hood in every city. Tell them Overtown ain't but so big, dog. It ain't that big. You know what I'm saying? They think, oh man, listen, man, we got 400 in here, man. That's what's up, bro, man. Y'all tell your boys we in here. Y'all send a DM. Y'all help us out. Tell them we in here talking. Another thing at the top, man, investor.iod squad, man. We started like a Discord for investors. You sign up, you pay a monthly fee. We talk about NFTs, cryptos, try to put y'all up on game. We put plays in there, stock plays, option plays. It's just a community. It's about 140 people in there now. A community, man, where we get together and talk about investing, because I realized we run fast enough, we jump high enough, man. One thing I realized that we were failing at is when we do get a bag, we take it to Tootsie's, dog, and that was not working, dog.
Hold on. Don't you come up here ridiculing me.
We take it to Tootsie's, man, and give it to X Red or Shalalan or whatever they name. What their names is these days, X?
No, don't you ridicule Tootsie's. Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
Right. So the link at the top, man. You want to get down with investor.squad, IOD squad, man. Y'all come learn about NFTs. And listen, man, DJ in here, man. DJ, NFT expert.
That's a lot. I appreciate that. It's a lofty title. Like I say, with any of those things, do your research. When my DMs is open, if you want to get started, you want to figure out anything like that, we can talk for sure. But expert, that's a bit much. But I appreciate that.
You expert, big dog. You put hours in, big dog. You don't put hours in, big dog. So listen, hey John, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I got a couple of minutes.
Let us know when you need to roll. So, X, let's get into this, man. We wanted to get into early signing day. X, you want to get into that, dog?
Okay, yeah. We're gonna speak about so early signing day. Committing to schools early. Is it important as it used to be? Because as of now, the way things are going, Travis Hunter could be committed to a school for almost 2 years, and then on signing day he's at another school. Like, is it important that you get a commit on early signing day, or that commits early? Does it matter these days?
I mean, as long as Dion's still a coach, that's what you really want to say, huh? As long as Dion at Jackson State, does it matter if your child is early committed anywhere? The Jackson State had on the table is a wrap. All right. Now, John Michaels, how you feel about that? DJ One Year, how y'all feel about early commit? Like, are we going back to that last signing day? Is that going to be the most important day again?
It's the one in December. As long as they keep it there, that's the most important one, because kids want to be on campus in January. There's so many kids now that when their football season is over, they want to enroll early so they have a chance to play. You know, if you get enrolled in January like some of our kids have, and you get the spring practice, you get the fall, and you might have a real chance to play if you're one of the elite of the elite. The second signing day now is, unfortunately, with the transfer portal, it's a lot of these kids that are scrambling trying to find schools. Now, I know there's coaches, because of the way the playoffs are set up, that really don't like signing day being in mid-December. You think about it, if you're, I'll just use Alabama for an example. You're Alabama, you're getting ready, you finish an SEC title game, you're getting ready for a semifinal, and you have to run out and try to recruit that last week. For them, it's easy. They're rolling out and getting whoever they want. For other schools that are changing, like we did, we changed coaches. You're scrambling trying to get a coach in place and not even have a full staff. But I think the kids like it, and they've always wanted to use the college basketball model, which college basketball, we never hear about signing day because it doesn't matter. They have like 2 or 3 different days that kids can sign. They get locked in. I think the toughest thing that we deal with right now with recruiting is the fake commitment. The kid that commits in July and August and September, it says, I'm 100, I'm locked in. And then all of a sudden, come November, he's taking visits other places. I wish there was a way almost before their senior year that you maybe even had a third signing period. It'll probably never happen, but I would love going into that senior year, locking yourself in, actually signing the paper. And then that way, the coaches can't turn around and pull your scholarship when they find somebody better. And you can't turn around and give the fake commit. And that's why, rivals used to laugh at us, because Manny would have 35 kids committed, and then we'd have 48 of them decommit. We'd have kids committing and decommitting left and right because it seemed like the cool thing to do. I like December 15th for kids. My son's about to go into 8th grade, and I hope, he's not a football player, he's a basketball player, but I hope he ends up getting a scholarship and gets locked in. And again, for so many kids that are able to leave high school early and add into that the NIL aspect, think about like Quinn Ewers last year. That kid leaves high school a year early to go get $1 million NIL deal. Yeah, I'm going to sign my deal on December 15th if I know I got money waiting for me. So I like it. I think the second signing day is for kids that, A, can't graduate early. I think it's for guys like Shamar that have legit, not knowing where they want to go and want to weigh every one of their options. And then the rest is for the kids that are in the last second trying to get that last little bit of tape out for somebody to take them. They need to realize now, you better commit as fast as you can, because with the portal, you can fill needs immediately, as opposed to getting and I hate to use a lower end recruit, as opposed to getting maybe a second rate recruit that wasn't on the top of your list.
Yeah, that's true. The way that the portal is, a lot of kids, but the way that the portal is going, a lot of kids are losing them scholarships because colleges are looking at the portal kids. So you have a kid that's like, just say he's a 80, 87, 88, 89 rated on a recruiting site, and a kid just transfers from another school, and that's a position of need. That kid from high school being committed to the school for about 6 months, and on signing day they don't get that letter of intent sent. That hurts. You know what I'm saying? So I agree. I think if a kid wants to sign early, I think they should allow them. Like, if kids say, man, I want to commit and sign right now, let's go.
And the problem with that, and trust me, I'm 100% with you. Coaches are nervous, and I think kids are nervous that whoever they commit to, because unfortunately, kids are committing to coaches instead of committing to programs. And anytime I've had a chance to talk to high school kids, and I've done a few, just pregame stuff with schools here, I always tell them, look at the program. Look at the education. I understand football is a lot of tickets out of town and a lot of tickets to giving generational wealth to your family. Don't commit to a coach. These coaches are fickle. Because I promise you, if a bigger job, we saw it with Brian Kelly, hell, with Mario Cristobal, with Lincoln Riley, more money and a better job comes, coaches are going to leave. So you got to really do the research on the school. Take a look at what they can do for you education-wise. If you're a good football player, you're going to make it to the league regardless. Let's be real. You're a good football player, you could be at the smallest school in the world, and you're going to make it somewhere. So you hope that all that happens, but these kids need to have some kind of safety net. And go to the portal real quick before I jump off, because the wife's texting me to come upstairs. To go to the portal, you do realize right now, 49% of the kids who have entered the portal don't have a home right now. So think about it. There was almost 1,000 kids hit the portal, and 49% of them right now do not have a home. You know what these schools are doing? They're going, we're good. We'll wait. We're going to see what happens on next Wednesday, and then maybe we'll circle back to you. I think it was like 35 or 40% of the kids a year ago never found another D1 home. So the grass isn't always greener just because you want to jump out and leave.
Right.
Facts. Definitely facts on that one.
Text me to come upstairs, bro. I just dropped the phone, dog. I don't know what you doing, John. What's going on?
What did I do?
Nah, listen, man.
But
you had something to say about that, DJ?
Yeah. I think in regards to the portal, it is a very odd time. I'm good with both signing periods. I do agree that there should be a little bit of time. The biggest thing with a lot of this is leverage, whether it comes from the coach's side or the player side. The beauty, I think, with Mario is I think Mario understands that he's in a recruiting hotbed, regardless of the portal, and being down here and fostering those relationships. That's the biggest thing. I think a lot of it is, and I think the reason why Mario's had such a vast amount of success in the recruiting game is he said it, you know what I'm saying, being able to foster relationships, have and talk to people and make their parents feel, you know, the warm and fuzzy that he's committed to the kid. Yes, well, I agree, you know, you always should commit to a program, you know, in the same sense, you know, that guys like Najee don't happen if Mario doesn't foster that relationship. Because if Mario continue to foster a relationship, all it does is it has Najee playing at Austin Stadium next season. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. He just won a Player of the Year. But yeah, I think it's a little bit of give and take from both sides. It has to be equal parts. The player understanding and leveraging and making the best decision for themselves, as well as understanding and making the best decision for the sake of the program. Twofold, the same thing with the coaches. The coaches have to do a great job of recruiting. Like, I always go back to Manny Diaz. One of the biggest things I seen with him was his inability to. We got Coach Hayes in here. What's up, Coach Hayes?
Coach Hayes in the building. Uh-oh, we can hear some mama jokes.
But the biggest thing I think with Manny, I think one of his biggest downfalls, despite the coaching, was his inability to foster relationships to get some of the absolute demons that was down here at linebacker to commit to us. You know what I'm saying? He had Pickney, you know, McLeod and Quarterman, and then the next couple of years it was kind of like we were just twiddling our thumbs.
Well, you can't give them credit for those three. Those three was committed without.
You're right. You're absolutely right. So even with that, like you know, the quarterbacks of your defense per se, you know, having an ability to foster them in the transfer portal or through high school relationships, to me is one of the biggest testaments outside his coaching. One of the biggest testaments that I see to why he should have been removed. So,
Coach Hayes, what's happening?
Man, what's good, everybody? How y'all doing, man?
What's up, Coach?
We good, Coach, man. What's going on, man? I know you. Go ahead and start it off, man. Go ahead and get a mama joke right quick.
Man, I ain't got nothing, man. Listen, it's a beautiful Wednesday, man. I said, hey, yo, I want a battle, but I'm done. I don't want no problems.
You don't want no problems. I don't ate you up one time already. So, man, listen, Coach Hayes' mama top 2023 linebacker in Florida, dog. You seen that tape?
Nah, I ain't see it yet.
You ain't seen that tape?
They said Manny already reached out, man.
Manny already reached out.
His state, man. He said he righting his wrong.
Hey, the biggest highlight is she blowing Footballville mama up for the sack. That's what it is.
Coach, hey, listen, man. I ain't heard
What's
you say,
up?
oh, the turnover chain gone, dog. You was a coach. You've been on the sideline. I think my take. I think when the turnover chain came out, we happened to be winning a little bit, and it totally worked. And the media took to it, but we did not take into account being down 21-0, 2 minutes into the Bama game, and the chain to come out. Yeah. What you think about the chain being gone, bro?
Here's my thing, right? And I know a lot of people speaking out of emotion, but here's what I look at the chain, and I thought about this. My biggest thing is I still think the chain should remain, right? And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Because it is something that was created at the University of Miami, just like the smoke and everything else. Everybody has their thing they create. We just happen to be in a situation where you need to be winning when they pull it out. Now, if you want to add, if we down by, certain criteria to pull it out, I get that. But once you create a tradition or something like that at a school or a program or institution, I don't think you should take it away because just of that. What happens now when we start winning? We want to bring it back. To me, I think that's just unfair to the tradition of the school, because based on that same logic, then we don't need to have alternate uniforms. We don't need to have anything else that helps that people do nowadays, right? Because technically none of that helps you win ball games. But if you're going to create a tradition at a school, you can't utilize it when it's good and then say, oh, I want to kick it out because things are not going right. I'm gonna just give you a quick thing that I did, right? When I got to one of the schools I was at, we started the whole thing with an alma mater at the end of the game. You know what I mean? A lot of colleges do that. They go at the end of the game, they go to the student section, they do the alma mater. Whether you get your butt kicked by 100 or you kick somebody butt by 100, that's what you do. That's what's expected. Just because you lost by 100, the coach can't stop that and say, I want to cuss y'all out in the middle of the field, go straight to the locker room. That's part of the tradition of the school. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's just my take on it. But I know a lot of people don't like it because you're losing by 20 and it's a distraction. So if you want to put criteria on it, that's one thing. But I thought it should stay because it was something that was innovative, being a pioneer and doing those type of things for college football. And look what it created. I mean, you got dudes going from emulating the turnover chain to doggone dunking footballs and basketball hoops, all kind of foolishness, man. But anyway, that's my take on it.
Hey, quick note, reports coming from Manny Navarro. Larry Bluestein is doing a whole lot better. He's sitting up in the chair right now, eating food.
Shout out Blue.
So shouts out to Larry Blue, man. Keep pushing, man. We need you. We need you out here in these football streets, Coach Larry.
I don't know if it's been said already, but RP that boy Kobe, man. You already know what time it is. And Gigi. But Coach, I got a counter argument to that.
Sure.
I appreciate the example, and it's a good example with the alma mater. But I think the difference between those two things is the alma mater is the end of the game, fans piling out the stadium type tradition, whereas the beauty behind the initial turnover chain and its initial inception was the momentum factor, right? It changed the tune. You know what I'm saying? Someone had, I think it was John when he was in here, had spoke about when the chain came out during that, when Sheldrick hit that sack on Francois, and the chain came out. The momentum was like, Miami can't lose this game. You know what I'm saying? When that chain came out, Trajan Brandy takes that pick six to the house. It's like Miami's not losing this game. When Jaquan picked off the ball, it was a statement. It was a tone setter. And when the tone has been set, you know what I'm saying, in the game, like Alabama kicking your head in, the tone's been set. It's like, yeah, you may be able to fight, and they did fight. Like, shout out to them. That boy X with the back corner, fade and all that stuff. But the tone was already set. It's like we don't belong in the same field with these guys. You know what I'm saying? And so I think with the chain, it's a, and you said it when you first came on, it's like it's an emotional thing, but it's supposed to be emotional because that emotion is supposed to trigger a response from the team, from the players. Like, hey, we got this chain, we ain't, and then obviously in that Alabama game, the momentum was definitely lost because it was like, oh, guess what? It's not a turnover. So it's like, okay, now it's just rubbing salt in the wound at that point. But I feel like there's nothing wrong with the turnover props per se. I just think that it's supposed to spark a particular type of reaction out of the team that maybe something that a coach is saying or a fellow player saying won't do. The crowd, the energy that comes with that is the beauty behind the turnover chain, that when it came out, especially in 2017, that's when I think it was the most, and what Miami was doing is what sparked that phenomenon per se in that realm, with the game. But once again, I'm indifferent about if it come back. I feel like it should not come back technically because it's a Manny Diaz product. So,
and that's I'm sorry to cut you off, but that right there is the reason people want to go.
yeah,
That what you just said is because it's a Manny Diaz. If this was a Butch Davis thing, if this was a Jimmy Johnson thing, it would be okay. But because it's a Manny Diaz thing, that's the emotional piece to it. I understand that, and what you're saying is right. But also, when you're coaching, you have to the chain itself does trigger a response, but you also have to instill that and embed that into your team. That turnovers are important. And again, I don't go to the practice. Maybe X and them guys can tell you because they go to the practices. Is that something they harp on? Like for me, for example, my boys didn't have to do gases at the end of practice if they got 4 turnovers or more in a practice. So that was something I was instilling in practice every day. Therefore, it translates to the football field, right, on game day. I don't know if Manny Diaz and his staff harped on that and they thought that the chain was powerful enough just to create turnovers and we could focus on something else. Like anything else, the new car smell wears off, then what, right? Nobody eat French fries in their car when they first buy it. But after a while, you be like, man, damn that. You got fries under the seat because it's get old. You got to keep it going. You got to find ways and new ways to innovate when you have those type of things, simply because it does get old and stagnant. So you got to create those type of cultures. I can't say Manny Diaz and his staff did that. With a guy like Mario Cristobal, who is very fiery, had opportunity to coach with him. I know what kind of practices he run. You can instill those type of things in practice. I'm talking about, see, you got to make it a big deal in practice for turnovers the same way you do in a game. I ain't saying pull out the turnover chain in practice, but I'm talking about it should be a nut up session. But when a dude get a pick, I'm talking about the water girl coming off the sideline. I mean, you damn near interrupting practices when you get turnovers. That's how you instill that kind of culture. So then, therefore, it'll translate to Saturday afternoons.
Listen, okay, we're gonna get off the turnover chain. I think it's a real quick turnover chain story, dog. When Bubba Bolden first got here on media day, I got to speak to him and I asked him, you ready to put that turnover chain on? He had just got here from Cali. He said something like, something cool. Bubba Bolden, if you ever talk to him, man, one of the smoothest motherfuckers you ever talk to. He said something cool, like you so right, you're damn right. He said something. And the first time Bubba Bolden got to put the turnover chain, X, what happened? You know what happened, X?
He broke his ankle.
Yep. He broke his ankle in Pittsburgh. Somebody
that wasn't Pittsburgh. That was Florida State game.
And broke his ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my cheesy turnover chain story. Hey, listen, man, anybody else pissed about Barry Bonds ain't never getting in the Hall of Fame?
I'm pissed.
1000%. That's why I hate baseball.
Hey, but
hey, no,
but
hey,
quick,
no,
let's get on let's get on this
Punk
little
Man,
subject
man.
before I jump
I know
off.
you're a baseball guy.
One of the best quarterbacks in the entire state, Tiger, Miami Northwestern, wins Player of the Year for the classifications of 8A, 6A to 8A.
Right. Right.
Yesterday, somebody tweeted at us saying why Tiger is not rated at all. We don't have an answer.
I had an answer. I responded. I said, won't you add? That was 247 Kings that tweeted it. I was like, won't you add Andrew Ivins and Gabby? I mean, they're very intellectual guys. I mean, they'll tell you why. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that system works. Go ahead.
What was his stats looking like?
I mean, I don't know what type of stats is, but like I said, he just won Offensive Player of the Year. I don't know what that's about. I don't know why he's not rated at all. X, you pay attention to that stuff a lot more than I do. X, do you have a clue? Hayes, you've had to deal with them and rating your kids, man. I'm not sure why he's not rated at all. Andrew Evans came to the show and explained what the rating system was, and it was projecting players to the NFL. And then 3 stars are like really good college players. I'm not sure why he's not rated at all. Maybe you don't ever go to camps.
I explained that earlier to you, Peter. When he don't go to camps. He's not a camp guy. And for quarterback, if you're not going to camps and stuff like that, you're not really going to get rated high. You're not going to get your ratings because they don't know. Obviously, they could come to games and stuff, but they're not going to rate you as a quarterback because, for one, he's not prototypical. He's 5'10", short guy, South Florida guy, not going to get rated high as a quarterback. And it's simple as that.
5'10" killed him right there. Enough said.
You know what I'm saying? But
unfortunately,
look at his stats. The man put up almost 400 yards per game with like 5 touchdowns per game. So it's like, what are you really saying?
I mean, that's the same thing with, if you think about it, that's the same thing with Winky, right? With Quentin Flowers.
So you're telling me, X, that this man threw for 405 TDs every game, and because he didn't work the camp circuit, he doesn't get a rating?
Yep. Just that simple, dog.
Barry Bonds don't get in the Hall of Fame. we saw that man was good ever before they even mentioned steroids. That man had some MVPs, didn't he?
And I tweeted it earlier. I've been in one baseball game in my life when they were still the Florida Marlins, and I'll never forget. My dad got free tickets from his company. I'll never forget watching this man walk into that building, Barry Bonds, and we talk about, like, I had no clue about baseball, Barry Bonds. When I talk about people were starstruck when this man came in there, like, and he cracked a homer to like one of the sides of the stadium that had like the seats was all covered up. So he hit one homer that game, but nobody could get to it. So we just sat in the stands. And I was like, man, different, man. Like, I've never been a baseball guy, you know what I'm saying? So for me, but then I just looked at like some of the outrage from the media and some of the people like listing his stats. I'm like, what more does this man need to do to, like, I think they said he won 7 National League MVPs or something like that. Like, in any other sport, if you do that, you first ballot.
Right.
I'm baffled, but
I think he pissed too many people off, though. I think that had a lot to do with it. Hey, X.
Yeah.
Who's some of the players we got coming in this weekend? Who you most excited about that's coming in this weekend?
Say it again. Say who some of the
who
players?
you most excited about that's coming in this weekend? Who give me 2 players you excited about that's gonna be on campus this weekend?
Christian Miller and Josh Collery.
Christian Miller and Josh Collery?
Yeah. It's positions of need, offensive line, and then defensive tackle.
I definitely want to talk about that while coaching here. Hey, for Josh, did I read correctly that Gabby tweeted that Mario is in Washington, in state with Josh in home right now?
Oh, okay. See, I ain't know that. That's good.
Yeah, I think he said that he's over there right now in Washington State, making sure that everything's good before he come down. I'll make sure I'm not tripping, but I'm pretty sure Gabby said that.
Well, that's good news.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
To get him on campus. And then, obviously the big fish is Shamar Stewart. So, but Shamar has been to campus like 12 times already.
I was just about to ask you that, though. How many times Shamar been to campus?
I don't know. I think he got his home dorm room already.
But listen, them people said that they do their crystal balls by they follow the visits, right? But that his crystal ball still say Texas A&M, huh?
Yeah, his crystal ball still say Texas A&M. I think they just ain't want to move it yet. I think that they'll probably it might be moved or changed after this weekend though.
You say after this weekend?
Yeah.
They're probably gonna move it when he commit and then drop him down to a 3-star. But now, Gabby tweeted that Mario's in Seattle right now. Well, he tweeted that 2 hours ago.
He in Seattle?
Yeah, visiting Josh's family. But Coach, I wanted to ask you about this, man. This kid Logan, I watched his tape, 3-star. I want to mess his name up. But he just finally he tweeted out his graphic too. Logan Sagapolu. I don't mean to get too bullish too quick on somebody, but I feel like this might very well be one of the most important offensive linemen from a strength and development standpoint that we've gotten in quite some time. I know he a 3-star, but I looked at his film and a lot of things pop. I know he already in college, so he probably gonna do a WRE, but have you ever been able to see his tape and see what I'm saying? Because if I'm looking at his tape correctly and just doing some research, apparently the dude was benching 600 as a junior.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on, benching what? Benching what?
600 as a junior.
600 pounds? Bench press 600 pounds?
Yeah, as a junior. Just from the things I've seen, I can't.
Bro, he don't need to tell nobody that. He'll be pissing in the cup every week, boy. You talking about that boy bench pressing Volkswagen engines.
He a Samoan. That's what I say. That boy Joe Salavea opened that pipeline. His dad is an animal. His dad was a weightlifter. I think he played college football too. So it's genetics. At least that's what he'll say to the piss testing people. But and then I think he played on his film. He actually plays both ways. Under the Radar actually had a video of him from a couple years ago. He played both ways, so he actually played some D tackle too. And when they say trench bully, I'm talking about trench bully. Appreciate you. Legitimately, like throwing people around the field for fun. It seemed like. Yeah, but I don't know if you ever look at his tape, but I don't know if you got some thoughts or opinions on him. But that kid right there that's different right there. He just tweeted his graphic out, so he's definitely at Miami for sure. So I don't know if you got any thoughts about that.
So where is he from? I mean, he's from Oregon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came from Oregon.
He jumped in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
That boy jumped in the black hole. All right, I'm looking at his tape right now.
The black hole.
Hey, because here's what, because I normally don't look at him, but he said he's already already a college athlete. Like I said, that's the thing we need. One thing I think I used to say this last year during the season. I thought offensively, especially offensive line, it was too pretty, right? Meaning it was so much, it was no grittiness to our O-line, right? Just double team at the point of attack, just take a guy, take that 3 technique and take him and put him in the lap of the offensive line, of the linebacker. I hope to God that's what we do this year. I understand, football has changed a little bit. It ain't old school 2-back right now, but there's still times you got to get gritty on 4th and 1, 3rd and short, hell, even 2nd and 5. Sometimes you got to just impose your will and take the heart out of somebody. You know what I mean? So I hope that's something we get to. And you think about our size on the O-line. We had good size, but we playing small boy ball with big boy people. So I really think I'm gonna look at this film now while we're on this deal, and I'll get back to you as we're watching it. But
yeah, definitely check him out.
Yeah.
Like
We ain't gonna be on here that long for you be breaking down film. Boy, you break down film for 3 hours, man. Look at it. Look at his pinky finger. His finger pointing out. That means he's finna kick out is a sweep.
And that's why and that's why I'm the best at it. That's what because I get every piece I'm supposed to.
My dog. But listen, man. We weren't gonna be on here that long tonight, man. Anything else?
Man, you say that all the time, dog.
You about to get out of here right now, man. We got 500 in here, man. Listen, man. We do it like no other, man. 2 little black boys from Opelika, dog. Anything else you want to get out to the people, X? X done throw the Hennessy up. DJ, man, you want people need to come follow you somewhere, dog?
Go ahead, X.
I think Mario is he visiting Jalen White. How you pronounce his name? The defensive lineman. Jalen Wayne, the defensive lineman in Seattle. He's on the in-house visit with him. I think he's 23. Mario's still working.
What is X talking about? X just come in and talking about Mario. Hey, DJ, anything you need for the people to come follow you or something?
No, follow me. I got a bunch of followers tonight, so I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Miss TIC in here. Shout out
You got
to
a bunch of followers tonight, dog. How many followers you got tonight?
I'm not counting, man. I just followed everybody back, man. It's all.
That's what we do, dog. We show some love, man. Y'all go follow Coach Hayes too, man. His mama played defensive back for Tulane. Hey, listen, man.
Hey, she the no-fly zone. She ain't never gave up nothing, boy. Never gave up nothing.
Hey, man, we appreciate all y'all, man. Tomorrow, the Morning Breath Show gonna come on at some point in time. Y'all come check us out. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook. I don't know who out there driving. Somebody gonna have to sue Twitter or something. Yeah, y'all go follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, man. Caneville 305 on Instagram. Need some followers, man. And if Hayes, you got something you want to tell the people, bro?
Nah, man. Hey, I put that tape out of your boy, man. He catching a little foul with your boy from Jacksonville Bowls. Lord have mercy. Jack Pipeburn. So I put his tape out. Y'all go check it out. I put it out, man. So it's out there. Y'all go look at it.
What it look like?
You did a WRE for him?
Yeah, Nate. What it look like?
Yeah, I did a WRE for Jack Pipeburn. Yeah, here's my thing. Here's my thing for Jack. Right, there is some. He's got all of the tools. He's got to learn how to use them. Right, he's still using a hammer when he needs a screwdriver. I put it to you like that. Right, everything he's doing is because he's just stronger than everybody else. Right, but he ain't gonna be able to just bully. A 320 offensive lineman. Like, for example, this Logan dude. I'm looking at his tape. You ain't gonna just run through him. You understand? You got to use some technique, and that's something he's lacking. But his motor is there, his energy is there, his want to is there, his strength is there. But he's got to learn how to use the correct tools at the right time. So he'll be a guy that definitely will come in. I don't think he'll make a big impact first year, or maybe get a little taste year 2, year 3. He'll definitely turn on a little bit because he'll get bigger and stronger. And like I said, you look at his transformation. That dude, that got huge, man, compared to his sophomore year and all that stuff. So, he'll be. I think he'll be fine. Be a good role player for us as well.
All right, man. Well, listen, man, we're gonna get up out of here, man. We appreciate everybody, dog. DJ, man, we appreciate it, man. X, we'll see y'all next week, dog. Wednesday, the same time, man. We about to drop part 2 of the Shamar Stewart interview. It's a part 2 to that thing with Coach Mo and Shamar.
Oh, let's go.
We're gonna drop it.
As soon as I'm done with that WRE, I got you.
It's coming soon, man. It's coming soon. And y'all, listen, if y'all in here, man, y'all go check out some of the interviews we got already. We've had Ja'Cory Harris, we've had
Sean Spence, Sam Bruce,
Ahmad Richards. Yeah, man, just go to YouTube, type all this stuff in. Yeah, we brought Sam Bruce back. That was epic when we brought Sam Bruce back, man. Everybody, we
brought one of the fastest human beings we ever seen. Daylight.
Just go type in Ja'Cory Harris, Caneville, Ahmad Richards, Caneville. And go check them interviews out, man. We got some nice interviews out there, man. It's a gold mine. If y'all go check it out. Sean Spence, man, we can't even remember them all. We've been working, man. We're gonna keep working, man. All right, but we're gonna get up out of here. Peace. We love y'all.
Hey, Street.